So I'm really glad you are able to make this program because this is going to be a workshop and it will be all about practical in terms of business growth. Um, it's not just going to be about theory. So let me start by saying this clearly. And it's not a lecture, so to say. So you are not just here to listen, but you need to take notes because there will be a working section in which I'm going to take us through. And that means we'll be reflecting together, we'll be thinking together, planning, and then looking at business ideas that we can rightly use in our businesses. So my goal today is um, to equip us with a strategy and a new way of thinking, and at the same time, the real way to actually move our business forward in a real world. Because business is a real life, and if you own a business and your business is not making money, it means it's not working. So today we'll be talking about businesses, we'll be talking about money, because when you talk about business, you have to talk about money, right? So in order for us to have a successful business, it means the business must generate money. If your business is not generating money, it means it's either charity or you are just doing it for passion, not really a business. So we target the team to be create simply means that you need to create a business that can serve as a source of income for yourself, for your family, and for the Ummah as a Muslim generally. Now, so as I've rightly said, this workshop is called Create because we want to build a business intentionally. I mean, a business that can actually work on the ground, irrespective of your location. So, I'm not going to be talking about how to design logo or how to run a website or how to design your social media campaign or creating awareness. I'm not going to talk about that. But rather, I'm going to be looking at a business that makes money, that really solve problems. A business that you can create from scratch and at the same time that we're able to uh, call a business in itself. So this is what we're going to be focusing on today. We're going to be using a step-by-step approach, uh, and I will make sure it is simple and we have a clarity. And at the end of the day, we're going to have a good result of our discussion. Now, so I will leave you with the clarity on foundation and business philosophy. And what do I mean by business philosophy? I mean my own personal business philosophy that have really worked for me. Um, I'm saying this because I've practiced it and it works for me. Maybe when you use it, when I share the idea with you, when you use it, maybe it might work for you also. So I'm going to start with the my business foundation and business philosophy. Um, I will share my mindset behind the real business success because if you don't think in the right way, your strategy will not matter or your idea will not matter if you don't start by thinking the right way in the first instance. So that is point one. Point two, we'll be looking at why many businesses fail. We don't want to fail. So this is no reason why we need to look at why people fail so that we will not dwell in that route, so that we will not fail. So we're looking at that. And then I brought like 10 case studies. So we're coming up with a business startup 10 case studies that we need to look into. And I would like if you can participate in that case studies. They all fail. And I'm talking about Nigerian market because sometimes when you're talking about business, you need to look at the market. So because Saudi market is different from Dubai market. Even let me go to the West, US market. Even American market is different from Canadian market. So you need to look at the market in which you want to operate your business. So, but generally, why businesses fail, we'll be looking at that. And then number four, we are going to create a framework. We're going to build a roadmap on how to start a business. If you have intention of starting a business, or if you have been doing a business before, then we are going to look at it in that way. And then the fifth point is we build a profitable business. Even if it's not perfect, we still have to build it. And then we can go ahead with the question and answers. Then we call it a day, inshallah rahman. Now, so why me? Because I need to tell you who I am so that at least you know why I can do some justification to this topic. I've done many businesses that have failed. Number one, failed. Number two, failed. Number three, failed. Number four, also failed. Number five, bubbling is not stable, just bubbling. And then number six, it was successful. It was a group business. Alhamdulillah, it was a very good business. In fact, we share a lot of money there. I don't need to tell the amount of money or show my bank account before you would trust me. So um, I'm going to keep this real because I know we've been in a lot of seminars, we've been in a lot of webinar, workshop, framework, online, physical, and courses, and the rest like that. We have got enough of information, but this time around, I think we should be talking about a real ideas, a real practical business idea that can really work on ground. So I'm going to be more practicable here. And I will not say much about myself. It's there on the screen. I'm not ready to sell the book. I'm not selling anything for now. But at least I'm going to tell you what works for me in my business and what does not work for me. And I believe we can gain one or two things from there, inshallah. Rahman. Now, before I dwell in business, I would like us to look at this picture on my phone. Job versus business. As I rightly said, we'll be talking about money today. So even if you don't like money, we have to talk about money because every day we still deal with money. Quite all right? Even if we don't like to talk about money, we still use money every day. You take care of ourselves, we use money. We take care of our parents, we use money. We take care of our family, siblings. Even spiritually, we still need money. People are going for Hajj now. They have to use money. If you are not healthy, you have to use money in the hospital. So if you want to do zakah, you have to use money. If you want to go for Hajj, as I've said, you have to use money. So we use money every day. Then we need to talk about it because it's what we deal with every day. So how can you get money? Number one, or how can you become a person that's have a lot of money? I'm not saying wealthy, at least rich. Because you need money, to be frank, you need money to do all what I've mentioned earlier. So how do you get money? Number one, you can get money by inheritance. You can get money by stealing. People get money by stealing. They would steal $10 billion. They will go to EFCC. After 1 month, 2 months, they free them. They pay bail. They go home. They will do like this. Yes, you've made it. They get money, really. But we are not talking about scamming. We are not going to talk about CBEX or Ponzi industry. We don't have interest in that. So it's a waste of time. We know it is haram, tama. So we're not going to that wing, but they get money, right? This is what I just want us to know. They have money from that kind of a situation. And thirdly, you can get money by working, and you have a paycheck. You work as an employer, as an employee under an employer. You can get money, and at the same time, you can get money by becoming a businessman. Now, when talking about entrepreneurship. So, as you can see on the screen now, you can see someone with is having a job and is having a security payment or a security money for is consistent, and you can see the one handling business. It starts with zero, sometimes up, sometimes down, sometimes up, sometimes down. I've had a mentor before now. As I've said, this is not a lecture. We are going to be discussing together, inshallah. I'm still going to open the mic. I've gotten one mentor before now, and the mentor said, he told me that he retired from a well-paid company, and first month, second month, third month, fifth, sixth month, nothing. He was working as a businessman. And then after the sixth, the seventh month, he started to make his ROI, started generating money. And he said before the end of the year, he was able to generate money that he was able to generate amount of money more than what he has been working for 15 years as a employee within 365 days. It means that when you're in a job scenario or you're in a job wing or you're in a job domain of getting money, your salary will be stable, but it will be stagnant. But your expenses will increase, inflation will increase, your responsibility will increase, but your income will be stable because you depend on salary and because you want security. And the picture in the front, I've explained everything. But if you are in the business, it's jump up, down, jump up, down, jump up, down. But it's quite a lot of discipline to be able to meet up. I'm still going to talk about that. But I just want you to have a decision. You decide. This is what I put there. You decide. If you think the first person is okay, it's fine. Everybody cannot be a businessman. Everybody cannot be an entrepreneur. Everybody cannot have to take risk. Everybody cannot solve problem. It's understandable. But this is what you're going to get because of your decision. But if you go ahead in doing business, you will go down, you will go up, you will go down, you will go up. And then at the end of the day, we can see it from the picture in my front here. So, so the key difference here is the job is about security and a business is all about freedom and your and uh, as we have known before now, and I think we must have heard of it before that there's no there's no salary earner that is rich, and that's true. There's no salary earner that is rich. You cannot see one big estate, and they said, "Who's the owner of this estate?" Said it was one man that was working for Minister of Education. And that's talking about stealing because they steal. We all know that straightforward. He was retired from the Ministry of Education. He was a teacher. After his retirement, he got all his money together and he was able to build this estate. No, we have not seen that. And you are going to, and you should also agree with me with that. So if you want to have money for surviving, I'm not talking about being wealthy. At least if you want to be rich, it means you have to be looking into businesses and start shifting your mindset from salary. I'm not going to be campaigning of no go to school certificate. No, I'm not going to that route. But irrespective of your academic background or your academic status, you need to start shifting into business. You need to start looking at the business. And I want to say this again. We are just 28 now or 27, including me, 28. After this seminar, it is very important for you to take action because there's no benefit of the Arab will says لا ينفع العلم حتى يحمل به. You cannot be seeking for knowledge without using it. Then the knowledge you are seeking for is useless. It's as useless as anything. I hope you agree with me. If you are seeking for information, you are seeking for knowledge, and you are beyond over the knowledge, but you are not putting into practice, you are not taking information, you are not taking action immediately, then it's useless. So we should be action-oriented person. So we should try as much as possible. At least one or two actions should be taken immediately after this workshop. We might make it easy. Now, I have to talk about my own philosophy of doing business, and I think I have to go more faster because of time. Number one is before I do anything, I have to make duha. Before I do anything, I have to make duha. It's not about hard working. It is about what Allah wish you have. And I'm going to talk about making duha, very important. But let me go with what is on the screen. You have to make duha. That's number one. You have to have a clear mindset of what you want. It's as simple as that. What do you want? Do you want money? Do you want health? Do you want child? Do you want marriage? Do you want traveling? It's as simple as that. You should be able to declare what do you want. And you have to have a clear goal. Okay, I want money. It doesn't make sense. They can give you $1 or $1. It's still money. So you have to make it clear. I want $5,000. I want $10,000. And you have to put time also. I want $10,000 before the end of 2025. This is what is most important thing. It's clear, it's time frame, it's it's simple, but you have to put it out from your brain. It means you have to get a pen and write it down. That's another thing. If you don't write it down, it's just a wish. Even if you have it in your mind, you have to write it down because there's a connection between your hand and your brain. So when you write it down, then it start to becoming real. And it's not only about money because sometimes some people want to lose weight, some people want to marry, some people want to have good health. So all these things, you have to write it down. You have to put dates, and you have to make it very, very, very simple. You have to make it very, very simple. You have to, number four, my own philosophy is, it's your business. You have to do it yourself. If you want to run a business, you can be in UK, so you are sending money to Nigeria to do business, you are wrong. It doesn't work for me anyway. So I don't want to make it generic, but you have to do it yourself. If you're not doing it yourself, it means you're not doing the business. If you're not at work, it means there's no work. Simple as that. Number number four is you have to use internet. You have to leverage on internet. And when I mean internet, as a conscious Muslim, you understand what I mean. You have to use it moderately. You have to use it in a way that is not going to go against the will of your deen or the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because uh even if you are selling if you are selling atta, if you are selling tomato, you have to use internet. You have to use internet. Because you cannot depend on your local geographical location alone to sell your products. It will be difficult to have more sales. But when you leverage on the technology, when you leverage on the system or internet, then you can have more sales. And it's very, very important we take note of this. And then my number six philosophy of my business is if I want to do any business, I have to do business with business owners. I'm not ready to do business with individuals. Individuals doesn't have money. I don't like to do B2C. I like to do B2B. I have to do my business with business owners because I know business owners, they are in business, they are very serious. They have more money than individual. Okay. So let's move ahead. Uh, I will still talk about the issue of making dua in before you start a business. And I have a very good example here. Uh, let me move to the next slide. Yes. See, who created you? Allah. Who created the business you want to do? Allah. Who owns the money? Allah. Who owns the idea that gives you the idea? Allah. Who owns the customer that you want? Allah. Then you have to trust Allah and pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before you start your business. I've seen people they travel to Mecca for Umrah with the intention of doing it for Allah's sake, but with after that, they have intention of praying to Allah because they want to start business. So people build masjid and they use as tawassul because they want to start business. It's from if they did not tell you, you don't know. So I want us to I don't want us to look at maybe they have wrong intention. No, this is what we I'm saying about. This is what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is they use this as tawassul to beg Allah because of what they want to start so that it will survive. Are you getting my point? Because Allah owns everything. You have to use tawakkul on Allah. If you don't use tawakkul, it's very difficult to survive in your business. So you do your best. You have a plan. You do market research. But at the end of the day, everything still depends on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If it doesn't give you, it doesn't give you. But you need to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have is to have your business to be successful. And if you remember in Surah Ali Imran, what did Allah says there when Allah was talking about فَإِذَا أَزَمْتَ فَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبُّ مُتَوَكِّلِينَ ومن in Surah Al-Talaq ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه إن الله بالغ أمري قد جعل الله بكل شيء قديرا. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has power in everything, everything. So this is more reason why if you want to start your business, focus on making dua first. And you have the opportunity in doing that in your sujood. We have 17 rakah per day. We do sujood 34 times per day. So we have 4 plus 8 plus 8 uh, plus 6 plus 8. That is 34. Yes. We have 34 times in sujood to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on what business you want to start for Allah to make it successful. And at the same time, you have to trust Allah and you have to believe that Allah have the capacity. That's another thing. You have to believe that Allah have the capacity to to accept your prayer. So this is also very, very important also. Because sometimes we pray, but we still be doubting, like Allah is your enemy. You still be doubting that Allah do it or no. You have to believe that Allah have the capacity to answer your prayer. And I can give you 2, 3 examples. Even in the contemporary world, as we speak now, who's the richest man in Africa? We will say Aliko Dangote is a Kano man, and his business majorly is in Lagos. Who's the richest man in the US? As of today, we talk about Elon Musk. His mother is Canadian. He's from South Africa. Who's the richest man in China? We talk about maybe Jack Ma. All these people are wealthy. They are rich. But let's leave them. Let's go back. Let's think backward. Before them, we have some rich people also, like Napoleon Hill, like Ford. During that time, they are the richest. They have a lot of money. They have a lot of wealth. Okay, let's leave them. Let's move back again. Uh, during the Qurun al-Mufaddala, yani during the Sahaba, who's the richest person there? We have Abu Bakr Siddiq, we have Uthman bin Affan. These are very rich people also. It means Allah has been giving people money, not these contemporary people. This is where I'm going. It's not like Allah. Allah. It's not that. It's not just like they are just the first person, second person to have a lot of wealth. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala has been giving people money. It means it's there for you to give you if you want. It's there for you to give if you want. And also, people believe that maybe Allah Subhanahu wa Taala is not capable of solving their problem. Sometimes. Even from their statements, you will know that they are doubting maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even capable of solving that problem. Look at Nabi Yunus alayhi salam. So that was stuck in the belly of a whale. So and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can save him, it means what is the own problem that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cannot save you, cannot solve for you? Look at the another surah of Sarah when he was looking for water of Zemzem. If you look at the story of Zemzem, you will know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala responded by giving what? By giving her water in the desert. Look at Salama when Abu Salama died. He prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to answer his prayer. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answered his prayer and gave him Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So what I'm trying to establish now is you have to believe that when you pray, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your prayer. And at the same time, you have to avoid sin. And at the same time, you do a lot of salawat ala nabi, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also answer prayer by doing salawat ala nabi. And at the same time, you need to take action. You need to do what? You need to take action. So if without one, everything is zero. And what did I mean by that? It means if you don't have Allah, if Allah did not give you, everything will be zero. So you have to first of all connect with Allah, because everything belongs to Him. He owns the money you are looking for. He owns the health you are looking for. He owns the idea you are searching for. He owns everything you are looking for. So if you don't have one, then everything will be what? Everything will be zero. And I would like to go quickly to another scenario of Doha. I know you must have come across, everybody knows Toyota, but quick one, I will talk about the story of Toyota. And I will let you understand the importance of making Doha for this giant automobile company. Toyota was established in 1937 from one guy from Japan. So their family name is Toyoda. It's Toyoda. It's a Japanese name. That's why I wrote it in Japan. But because before they wanted to use the family name for the business. Okay, they call all the families, say we are trying to build a automobile company, and it's going to be for the family, it's going to be a family business, and we're going to use our name as the company name. So this name, Toyota, is having some it's having some advantage according to Japanese culture. Okay. Now, that their name, when you have a company, when you have a family name, definitely there's a meaning. So their name initially it's Lucky. Okay. According to them, then their name is what? It's Lucky. So now they said, okay, let's use Toyota. They started with Toyota, And at the end of the day, they said, let's protect our family name and change it to Toyota. And they always do one thing before they do anything. All the family, they will go to shrine. They will, they will pray. They will pray. All the whole family, they will pray. They will pray. They will pray. If they want to make any decision, they will go to this shrine. They will pray. They will pray. So what I'm trying to establish here is they have strategy. They pick a name with that's the connotation of lucky. They have a spiritual service they do before they take any decision. And at the same time, they have a very good plan. They execute it, they repeat it, and this is more reason why you have their product, you have their company still survive to today. And I can tell you in 2025, as I speak now, Toyota Motor Corporation market capability is around 250 billion US dollars. After Tesla is Toyota. So I'm establishing this for you to know that it's very important not only for strategy, it's very important not only for planning, it's also very important for you to be spiritual in whatever you want to do in order for you to be able to achieve your result. And I'll talk about mindset. I'm sure everybody knows on the screen here. If not, most of us will know, if not everybody. So, and let me be clear here. Your business will never grow beyond your mindset. If you have a best idea, if you have the capital, you have the network, you created your plan. But if you have a wrong mindset, it will work, but it's not going to last. I'm sorry, I cannot be able to say anything on the chat. I think somebody's saying I should display the last 5 points screen. Maybe after when we get to question and answer, inshallah. So what I'm trying to say is a powerful truth about mindset is that you don't get what you don't wish for. You get what you believe and what you work for. Most of the time. See, I would like to establish this point here. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can give you everything you want without doing anything. Without doing anything, He can give you. Because Wallahu ala kulli shay'in qadir. You cannot limit the power of Allah. He can give you everything you want without doing anything. But it is not the sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He doesn't do it for everybody. He doesn't do it for everybody. If Nabi Zakaria can give back to Yahya at the old age, when the angel came to him that, oh Zakaria, we came to give you a note that you are going to get a child and his name is going to be Yahya. Zakaria was looking like this. How can I have a child? My hair is full white. My wife, she already started menopause. Where the child comes from? It's surprising. How can you have a child? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, what do you mean you cannot have a child? If Maryam alayhi salam is not having an husband and is getting a child without even husband, so how can you say you cannot have a child? I want to give you a child. I will give you. But it is not a sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to do it for everybody. So if you want to have a child, you have to plan a nikah, you have to marry and move closer to your wife and have a child. This is general. This is what you need to work on. And then you now pray to Allah, Allah, please give me a child. But you have to take action how you get your child. If you want to get money, you have to sell something. You have to. I'm still coming there. But I just want us to understand it better than the way I'm expressing it. That you need to understand how things works before you can get the result. You cannot just thinking of it will come. Results don't come without doing what you need to do before you get what you want. Are you getting the idea? So everything is mindset. You have to work on your mindset. If you don't have a good mindset, if you're negative, if you're, everything you say every time is government, every time is Tinubu, every time is governor, every time is my problem is Nigeria, every time is my problem is tax, every time is my process of inflation, every time. If you don't set your mind to be set, then you cannot even do anything. That's why most of the time when you read the business books or when you listen to a lot of people that talk about business, they start from mindset because that's the beginning of everything. Your mind, your thought. You don't have a good thought, then how do you get a good result? You are negative. How do you want positive? You have to be positive before you get positive. Are you getting my point now? So mindset is a key. It's very important. Let me move forward because of time. Now, we need to look at why businesses fail. Then we will try as much as possible to see how we can build a business within the time and see how it works. Most of businesses fail because of business management and financial skill. It's just these two, business management and financial skill. So uh, we can bring a lot of points, making me lack of market research, no sales strategy, uh, or wrong market, wrong location, and just like that. But most of businesses fail because of two things. If you don't have a business skill, there's a difference between business skill and technical skill. And at the same time, even if you don't have the ability to manage your phone, it's also part of business skill, but let's separate it for discussion's sake. Your business will fail. So in order to avoid these mistakes, uh, we need to talk about it so that at least we know uh, why people fail so that we will not fail. So I have case studies here, and I have 10 actually, and I'm going to display them. And I will need a volunteer. If you can raise up your hand, you tell me why these businesses fail. It's a real case study. So it's within the 10 people. I will need one for each at least to see why these businesses fail. This is case study number one. I would not like to read because of time and to reserve my energy. So if you feel you can tell me why these businesses fail, you can just raise up your hand. I will give you the mic. I'm looking for someone that will raise up his hand to tell me why these businesses fail. Come on, raise up your hand. If you feel you can say one or two things why this person failed. We have to make a conversation now. Okay, go ahead. I will mute you now. Your mic is unmuted. We're still going to 10. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.
I think the first thing is the inability to identify the determined market
Yeah.
and the targeted. So if one is able to, if one has products to sell, and
We're unable to get that uh, clearly, maybe because of your network. Let me go to brother Abdul Hakim. You're muted.
Okay, yeah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum
From my
salam.
head, his business plan, his business was okay, but he didn't factor in who the consumer would be.
who the consumer will
So
be.
also the consumers, they are students and low income workers.
Mm,
So what he's trying to sell is out of their reach, because for him to set up a smoothie bar in Ikeja, the
mm.
cost of rent is, he has to consider the cost of rent and some other things. So it cannot come cheap.
No.
So
Barakallahu fikum wa jazakumullahu khairan. Please let's contribute on the chat room if you feel you cannot unmute yourself. Let other also gain from your knowledge. Barakallahu fikum. See, one thing I will not do, I don't like to do business with students. Students don't have money. They waste your time. Straightforward. Because they depend on somebody to give them money before they can pay you. This is first thing. Second thing is market. Market is very important. I cannot emphasize this more. Market is very important. Your skill does not determine the market. Your passion does not determine the market. If I take, where is my phone? If I take this phone now, if I bring it to, if I want to sell this phone now, iPhone, and I want to sell it in, where? Maybe from, I go to Osun State, extreme end of Osun State. I don't want to mention state. Maybe Okela in Osun State. And I want to sell this phone. Who will pay me there? Your market is wrong. I still want people to think about one thing. Why is it that rich people they live together? Why is it that rich people they believe in abroad? Why is it that rich people they have a settlement area? You see them in maybe in Banana Island, in Lekki Phase 1 or VGC or Ikoyi. You see them, they assemble themselves one place because they believe in the market. You cannot see a rich people settle down even they will even tell you if you are living in Ikeja, Pemu, Korodu, they will tell you are not living in Lagos. They will tell you if you want to live in Lagos, come here, come. I've seen somebody that told me like that. Where are you living? I live in Koro Agege. You are not living in Lagos. Come to Lagos. Come to the island. I hope you are getting my message, because market will determine your success. Everything depends on Allah. Wallahi. I'm not saying all this area there are no rich people, but we cannot use one person to make verdict. You cannot use because Maryam gave back to a child without a father now. It means everybody, a woman can give back to a child without a father. Yes, Allah have done it, we've seen it, it's practical, but not everybody will have it. I hope I've passed my message there. Because of time, let me go to case number 2. Who is going to assist us for case number 2? If you want, just raise up your hand, then I'll give you the mic. Let's contribute. Or let me check the chat. Seeing Sister Rukoya. Okay, your mic is unmuted.
Naam, Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. Allah barakatuh.
I think the best thing she ought to have done is
Hmm.
to reinvest the money. If she had invested the money,
Hmm.
she would have gotten more
Hmm.
and she would have expanded her business rather than buying a car. Because since the car she's not going to use it for Uber or something, then it's going to be a liability, not an access, to her.
Barakallahu fikum wa jazakumullahu khairan. And I will also say this to that is business owners, please try to have a separate account. Your personal account should be different from a business account. And don't spend your profits too early. Don't plan on low stakes per month. And at the same time, don't spend your profit too early. It will crash the business. It's like you plant tomato. Tomato have not germinated. It's still coming up. You started plugging them. How do you want them to grow? Because it's still a baby. Your business is a baby. Even your business 2 years, 3 years, still a baby. You have to keep the money. So she was running an Esther, and I have one strategy on Esther. Also, let me quickly say it. Maybe I might forget. If you are a babbing, look for private secondary schools, boarding, private secondary school. Partner with the teachers there. Tell them I'll be coming every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to barb their hair. You will have more customer, and you are going to share the profit 50-50 with the management of the school. Don't be stingy. Give them 50, don't worry. You will see that you will make a lot of millions that you cannot even make while you are in your store, in your shop. So we can use that strategy for anything. Think about it. Think about it. What I've said is a template. Use it for your own business. And it works. It works. It works. It works. It works. So that's about that. So don't absorb your profit early if you want your business to survive. I think time is going. Let's move fast. Case study 3 is going to assist anyone. Case study 3. This happened at Jegunle. Yeah. Anyone? Raise up your hand. Let's see. And this is a really problem with the electricity. It's going to assist. Okay. I've seen someone. Go ahead, Brother Hakim. Go ahead. You are muted.
Yeah, so his business is a good business, but I think he didn't he just went into frozen store business without looking at what are the factors that can affect the smooth sale of the business, like constant electricity to make sure that the food are frozen and they remain fresh whenever people are going to buy. So he probably he believed on the government for electricity and that messed him up. So I think probably in proper planning on what it needs to make sure the business keep going and
Yeah.
also gain the trust of customers. He didn't consider that when doing starting his business.
Barakallahu fikum. And it's out of business within a year. Actually, constant power problem will definitely increase the cost of operation of your business. And some small businesses cannot afford generator or fuel. So if you're going to that kind of a business, you have to prepare ahead that you will need a constant electricity. And somebody's suggesting in the platform, maybe it's running the solar company, I'm not sure. So alternative power should be back of your mind because you need constant electricity. Case study number 4. Who's going to assist us with case study number 4? We are still going to 10. What is wrong planning? Correct. I think start Koya again. Go ahead.
In Bukala's place, I think she's lucky because I feel the environment she found herself will have been a profiting environment if she had actually planned ahead. Because someone like her, I think she can't actually run that business alone. I guess that's why she's having that kind of backlog like that. So it would have been better for her. As she was planning to start her business, she should have planned to getting like people that maybe a baker, at least other staff members, and she should have planned ahead. It costs how long does it take to actually bake? If I have so others, how do I then? Perhaps she also needs a sales representative who can address people. Maybe if there's any complaint or whatever, people can actually consult and we get back to her. And maybe meetings with the sales representative and with the other staff members, she could have been doing well from what I see. Because there is market, but unfortunately for her, she can't meet up with what she has at the moment.
At the end of the day, she's lost in trust. And if you lost trust, very difficult to have more leads and more customer to come into your business. And many businesses neglect customer experience, customer service. They neglect feedback. Customers, they don't listen to them. They don't listen to them, and it's very amazing. These are people that give you money or you're not listening to them. It will lead to the poor, what do you call it? Poor word of mouth and low, and it will definitely lead to low repeat sales. And at the end of the day, you will close up. Even if the customer is wrong, you still have to attend to them quietly. You don't need to shout to your customer. What is your problem? If you don't buy, don't buy. Leave one person that you say you should leave your market or you think is a bad customer can promote your business in a bad way that you lose 10 customers. So this is very, very important. And then you can see from chat room, a lot of people are putting some informations which I cannot read. Barakallahu fikum. Let's share the experience. Let others learn from us. Then who knows? It might be useful for someone. Customers are always right. And at the same time, you still need to respect your staff also as a business owner. Some people, they just talk to their staff anyhow. These are people that are working for you. These are people that are there when you are not there. So you need to balance within the two. You don't need to shout to your staff. You don't need to shout to your customer. You just need to balance within the two. So sometimes you still have to satisfy a customer, give them more than what they require for them to come back. And at the same time, come back to your team and talk to them. So this is very, very important. I think we are now uh, slide 5, case study 5. Hope I'm not taking too much of time. Let's see how we can move forward. This is case study 5. I've said it's not a lecture. This is like a framework. So we need to contribute. I know everybody cannot raise up their hand, but put something on the chat room. Let other learn from your experience. So what can you say with this case study? Anyone? And I'm like him, go ahead. You are muted.
So, yeah, I think for this, for any business you want to do, you have to find out if there is a regulatory organization about it and do what is important. Or else, what happened to Ibrahim would happen to anybody. So if you want to
Um,
start, so if you want to start a abattoir, you have to get permission from the family legal state abattoir, something. You want to, so if you don't do those things, if they can, the hand of government or the hand of the law can come over and when they slam you a particular a bill to go and pay, it might ruin your business.
yeah.
I think that's what happened with the boy. Hello.
Yes. Not registering the business or paying tax or compiling or complying with local council regulations can attract heavy penalties. And at the same time, they can shut you down without you doing anything. So it's very important to follow the legal and regulatory compliance. Very important also. This is number 6. We still have 4 more. Let's contribute. These are real life case studies. And these people are trying to do something. They're trying to, don't forget that they've spent money. Don't forget they've spent energy. They wasted a lot of time. And don't forget that we are talking about they're closing up after a lot of energy, after a lot of money being spent. So in order for us not to fall into the same scenario, so we need to look at this number 6. But Hakim, go ahead. Your mic is up.
Okay, yeah, for the case of Ife,
Hmm.
I think Ife. So I think she rather prefer to be a solo business person, or she didn't want to get more people because if your business is booming, if you look at the rate it is going, you have to know the number of employees you will need
Hmm.
to sustain it. So the best is that if possible, if you can stay away from the tailoring,
Hmm.
so, outsource it and monitor the in and outflow. Yeah, so with that, you would won't be able to sustain the demand with appropriate supply. Allow.
Barakallahu fikum. Let me hear from I have Nasir. Your mic is unmuted. Let's see.
So I feel like this is a very popular
Hmm.
mistake that tailors make rather.
Hmm.
You would calculate the price of thread, cost of material, and you feel like just add 1K, 2K to it. You forget the overhead costs, electricity, rent. You know, add the cost of labor. And, customers would also encourage you. They'll be like, shake a umeji, you know,
Hmm.
stuff like that. So I think that's the mistake that she made.
Yeah.
She didn't calculate the costs
Hmm.
properly, the selling point, the profit. That part was not there. So I think that was the mistake that she made.
Barakallahu fikum. We have Tijani. What do you have to say? You're muted.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Walaikum salam. Wa rahmatullah. Yes, that's the root cause. She lacked business skill. Business skill is a skill. You have to learn it. It's a skill. If you don't have it, get someone that have it. You don't.
Should I still contribute?
Yeah, go ahead, Tijani. Yeah.
All right, sir. Um, from this case study,
Hmm.
I think the person is suffering of two things. Number one, he cannot sustain the production.
Hmm.
Secondly, he cannot pay the tailor, that is our workers. Two of these, the two problem is that I think the person is charging so little
Hmm.
from his sales, from our sales, because the person is selling, if he is selling the clothes very
Definitely
cheap,
agree with you. Yeah.
yes, and at the same time, if he is attracting customers,
Hmm.
that is, she's pulling more customers that she cannot cater for,
Hmm.
she cannot produce for. So in this case, why the business dies, that she's charging small amounts of money.
Yeah.
That is to say, is undercharging for the sale of the clothes for the customer. Thank you.
Brilliant. Zakumullahu kulla khair. He's trying to attract customer, and at the same time, he's a business owner, but he's pricing too low, not covering the cost of the production. So definitely, there's no alternative. At the end of the day, it's going to die. The business will die. It's like a plant. You're planting a tree. It's not enough nutrition. Definitely, it's going to die. Let's move faster because of time. Uh, case study 7. Case study 7. Nasir, your hand is up. Are you ready to do justification to that? You are muted. Okay. Case study 7. Anyone? Okay. You are muted, Mr. Tijani. Um, anyone? I think here, because of time, I think it's lacking a business structure. It's only a one-man show business without system, no documentation, a poor proper delegation. It will lead to burnout. Could have burnout because we are doing everything. So it will mix up. There will be a chaos because we are trying to achieve a one-man army. Doesn't work that way. Let's go to number 8. Uh, who can assist Chironke for our business? Anyone? Anybody? Let's hear from Nasir. Let's see. Let
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Ronke cannot do a remote business and still make it. She
Hmm.
needs to go online, like you said earlier, that
Hmm.
when even if it is Atarodo, if
Yeah.
you put it online, at least that is packaging.
Hmm.
So that will help attract more people to you. So that is what she's lacking, and that is why the business failed.
Barakallahu fikum. You see,
Amen.
we are not campaigning for social media. We not do that. It's not part of our akida. But in today's world, if you want to do businesses without social media or means of website, you'll be miss out massive visibility and to affect your sales. So, in order for us to avoid that, Rocket should have been on the media, social media, and um, promote and create more awareness campaign. Had Google had paid had landing page for her to be able to have more sales of Ankara bag and deals like that. Because of time, let me move more faster. Number 9. Yeah. I can also read chat room. Very good. We have a lot of business guru here. I can see from their opinion here. Who can assist Shegun? Anyone? I think okay, we have someone already. Okay, go ahead. You are muted.
Okay, I think
Hmm.
Shegun settled for the wrong location, for a wrong location.
Anglication. Yeah.
Because what we've been saying since morning, you need to actually plan ahead. It's not that you have money, you just want to start a business.
Hmm.
You look at the things involved.
Hmm.
Take, for instance, you're going to pay so much on the shop. What are you going to, what will be the, how will I put it? The returns from what you're selling. Is it going to sustain you at the long run? So, in fact, with all these examples, I'm seeing why people actually run out of business within
Yes.
5 years.
Jazakumullah khairan. When I was trying this, Afwan, when I was trying this slide, I was thinking of one business in Ocean State, and I was thinking, I wish I have the opportunity to do this kind of a business, and it's good to move. I was worried, what kind of a business is that? Because I know generally Nigeria we have problem of power, electricity. Okay. Now, if you want to solve that kind of a problem, you need to look for where people demand electricity most. And when you are looking for people that demand electricity most, you'll be talking about students. They have to read in the night. They need electricity. They have to charge their mobile to call their parent. I need money. They have to chat with the teacher. They have to do research. They have to do, so they need electricity. Okay. Now, I've seen the customer. I've seen the problem. There's a gap. What can I do? Okay, let me bring one panel PVC solar with UPS and move closer to which school. Should I go to private school? Should I go to public school? I don't need to think much. Let me just take action. I don't need to disturb my brain. Let me just, if I don't have money, let me get one or two to stick together and get this PVC. Let me move closer to me Polytechnic. There are a lot of people there when you talk about numbers. Correct? When you talk about numbers. So maybe Polytechnic or maybe Yere Polytechnic or Kwasi Polytechnic or Lagos State Yaba Polytechnic. Yeah, but I think technology now. It's not more I think technology is cool. Or you could do anyway, it's Polytechnic anyway. Then put your PVC there. Put your solar solution there. They start charging them 500 500 naira per half an hour charging. And you provide security. You start making money. See, it's that template is daily cash because they are in need of electricity. And you just have to look for good location. And this is what's wrong with Shegun now. Many people just rent house, they rent office, they rent shop without analyzing the foot traffic. They don't have any target market. They don't have accessibility. How do you want to survive? I don't want to take much time here because of time. Let's go to number 10. Who can assist us with Zainab catering business? and is out of business. No. No, it's just an example. I'm not batching any states. No, I will never do that. Just an example. Who can assist us with Zainab case? Anyone? Even I'm checking chat room. If you have any idea for Zainab of this case, I think I have to move more faster now. I think inconsistency, quality, and delivery. Uh, inconsistency, quality, and delivery. When product or service quality is not consistent, customer will leave, customer will lose trust. And this is what happened to her simply. And let me go back. Let's move forward to rules. If you don't go after what you want, you never have it. It's a simple rule. If you are afraid, you cannot achieve it. If you cannot pick a phone and call, if you cannot ask, if you cannot request, the answer will still be no. So if you cannot go after what you want, you will never have it. This is a rule. Sometimes you might have it. Allah can give it to you. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. He can give it to you. Sometimes we do that. Among your children, you can just get home and just give somebody, take this $50. The child did not ask and you just give. We do that also. And sometimes a child can come, mommy, I need $50. I don't have. So we also do that. So if Allah do that, so we should not, Allah is still doing justice, right? So number two, if you don't ask, the answer will always be no. And then number three, if you don't step forward, you will still be in the same position. That's one of the philosophy. I said we are going to build a business, but we're not out of time. I have to move forward. Number one, you have to have a mindset. Number two, you have to have a decision of what you want. There's a rule, they call it 5-25 rule. Write out 25 things you want and pick up 5 out of it and keep the remaining 20 for distractions. You have to achieve these 5 before you look after the remaining 20. And at the same time, some people still use a rule of 1. Out of these 5, pick 1, stay with 1, leave others. Just pick one business. You cannot do all businesses. You cannot sell everything. You cannot do service for everybody. Pick one product, one customer avatar, one channel to advertise, and keep digging for 365 days before you look at other product, other businesses. If you don't do that, it will be difficult to survive. You are selling online, you are selling one product, you are selling physical, another product, you are selling one product in this one location, another product, another location. That is not like that. People will argue with me that Dangote is selling many products. Elon Musk have many products, many businesses. We cannot use that rules to run a business. We cannot use one person as a rule of all businesses. It's never done. We have them, they have multiple stream of income. But as a starter, start with one product or one service, one avatar, one customer, one channel. If you want to use Facebook, stay with Facebook, forget about all other locations. If you want to use YouTube, forget about all other social media. Be on it for 365 days, 1 year, then before you start looking at other product. With that method, you will survive. Now, write it down, then claim a plan to achieve it, and then learn the skill. Sell, sell, sell. I love that word, sell, sell, sell. The nearest thing to have money is sales. It's not reading. It's not coming to webinar. It's not going to YouTube. It's not studying. The next step to money is sales. If I need money now, if I look somebody that want to buy my pen or my mouse, I don't know if you can see my mouse. If I want to sell my mouse now, if I need money now, I can sell my mouse and get money. It means, how will I put it? It means small action, but big result, because my result is money. So, but if I just keep reading, if I just keep in watching YouTube, or if I just keep in going to webinar or workshop without selling, you are not making any progress. Selling is the most important things in business. If you cannot sell, you cannot make profit. You cannot, and if you don't have profit, you are not moving forward. You are not getting in business, then your business will collapse. Number 6, discipline. I cannot overemphasize discipline. Stay focused. That means outreach. It means you have to call your customers every time. It's about selling. If you get to the office, the first thing you need to do, forget about website, forget about email, forget about social media, forget about design, flyer, forget about all these things. Focus on sales, 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 because sales is the most important aspect of a business. This is it. Goal without deadline is fantasy. Goal plus deadline is objective. Goal plus deadline plus plan is intention. But goal plus deadline plus plan for consistent action, success, and meaningful goal plus deadline plus plan plus consistent action is fulfillment. Let me move faster. Yes, the result is what you want from discipline. No discipline, no result. It's as simple as that. Discipline is very important. What do I mean by discipline? Success is built. Success is not built on what do you call it? In wishful thinking. It is built on consistent action. So without discipline, goal is just a dream. And with discipline, progress can be achieved. So it's very important that we have to take a lot of action, and you have to have a lot of discipline. Business plan that work for me, this is it. I use this. This is my business plan. I have a simple goal. Maybe I want to make $10,000 in. I like to use dollars because it's the stable currency, and even Nigeria they collect dollars now, so it's not a big deal. Put dollar. Just don't be afraid of calling money. $10,000, $20,000. What is big deal there? Kufar, they have money. Why are you afraid of calling money? I used to tell somebody like that. We have people that have money. They are kufar. Is it not? The wealth is for Muslims. Yes. It's for believers, not for kufar. Who should live in Banana Island? Who should live in Banana? Who should live in Lekki? Kufar? We are Muslims. Have they call it himma. And if you look at Arabiya, they call it himma. You should be able to you should have the way to push yourself forward. Okay. I used to deal with Naira before, but I prefer to talk about dollars because it's stable, and at the same time, it's easy to calculate. If anybody even want to pay you in Naira, 20,000 Naira, convert it to dollar, pay me in dollar because it's stable. At the same time, you have to look at your market, branding, legal structure, finance. This is my business plan anyway. It works for me. I don't know if it's going to work for you because of your location or mindset or the hard working. Think big, smart, small, but act consistent. Consistent is very the key. Look at this guy. Who can say something about this video? Put on the chat room. What do you think about this? Anyone? I'm expecting at least one response in the chat room. Slow and steady, brilliant. Slow and steady, consistency. Yeah. If I want to have six pack and I go to gym 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 month, and I went back home, I said, I'm tired. I'm not seeing six pack. Six pack is not like that. Doesn't mean I cannot give me six pack. No, because I don't have consistency, and at the same time, I don't have patience to wait. If I do it for 1, 2 years, I'll start seeing sign. Correct? I'll start seeing progress. So it's very, very important consistency, and at the same time, ability to withstand the discipline to be consistent. If you are not willing to do it, you have to do it because one step at a time. I like that also. Very good. I think this is the last slide. If you have a question, if not, thank you for your time, your energy, and for your attention. If you have a question, let's see how we can go about the questions. Moderator, you have the floor.
All right, thank you so much for that wonderful session. Honestly, that's a very well-loaded, conversation, and I believe the participants have learned so much as I have done. So I would like to do a little recap of some of the key points and the highlights for me personally. And I believe while I do this, other people on this call will also be dropping some of what they've been able to learn on the chat box. So you mentioned the fact that which is very key. Whatever it is that we are able to learn from this conversation today must be action oriented. That means we need to find a way of implementing some of those nuggets that you've shared from this particular session. You equally mentioned something about adopting the SMART model in goal setting, especially as business owner. It is very important for us to be specific in terms of the goals that we are trying to set. And we also need to find a way of making sure that our goals are measurable, in that we should be able to, put adequacy into whatever it is that we are looking to achieve. It's equally also important that some of these goals must be actionable. They must be something that we can actually, do over time, and something that can actually, be replicated even without our presence. And it's also, these goals must also be time bound, in that there should be a limit, a time frame to how or when we want to achieve some of these goals. And one particular highlight for me, the key from this conversation, something that actually stood out for me majorly is the fact that you mentioned tawakkul, trusting Allah to see us through, in terms of whatever goal, no matter how ambitious or how mighty our goals may seem. We must always find a way of trusting Allah that we can, actually achieve this goal. You equally touch on strategy and spirituality. As much as it is important that we pray, it is equally very crucial as entrepreneurs that we must find a way of striking balance between strategy and spirituality in whatever it is that we do. And then one last thing that stood out for me is the fact that you mentioned mindsets. We need to find a way of, changing our mindset, joining the positivist, people, by way of ensuring that our mindset toward businesses, toward goals are positive. So thank you once again, Doctor, for this wonderful session. I believe we should have enough hands from the participants who are willing to ask their questions. Or should we use the chat box?
Yes, anyone that is convenient.
Okay, so you have the liberty to decide whether you want to speak, to ask your question, or you drop it on the chat box. Thank you so much.
Barakallahu fikum. Jazakumullahu khairan kathira. I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it beneficial. I see one question here. I quickly like to attend to the question that has to do with retirement. What's the best business for retirement? For me, it is not all about money, it's about freedom. And if you look at the wealthy people, most of them, they reserve their wealth through real estate. Look at it very well. Most of them they reserve their wealth through real estate. So they build maybe a residential or commercial real estate. You know, number one, the value is going up, it's not coming down. Number two, uh, little or no supervision, not like someone that's having school or someone that is having a restaurant or someone that is having a grocery. You have to be there every time. It's called for attention. But real estate doesn't call for attention much. Maybe they want to do maintenance or repair or something like that. And at the same time, it goes up in value. And at the same time, the rentage keep going up. So though most of them they go to the bank to collect loan. They use the riba method. I don't want to go to that. But if you can get your money in a halal way, because if you want Baraka to be in your business, you have to do it in a halal way. It's as simple as that. So if you are making it, but you are doing it the haram way, it's just a few of time. It's just it will go it's still going to wipe up just a matter of time. So I'm not talking about that. So, but if you can get your way to build a residential, maybe beside a private university, no, private university, they might have a campus in the school, so students don't rent houses outside. Maybe in a government university, I'm giving you this, is a very good idea. And I will talk about maybe in polytechnics because they have more students than university, or NCE college, they have more students than university. Try to get a house very close to the school, build a residential there. It's a very, very good for retirement income. So aside that, you can own a school, you get a manager to manage it, you relax at home, the manager come to your house, you give a breakdown, you give them ideas, you go back to gym, you come back home, you pray, you sleep, the manager come back in the weekend, give you the update of the school. It's also very good. We see people doing it and they are successful. So apart from that, people build hotel, they build a lot of, we see them, it's not a good, I'm not buying all those ideas because they do a lot of haram there. So, but if you want to build a retirement plan, for me, this can work for me. And if you can use it, it can work for you also. Barakallahu fikum. And then I think I was able to do some justification to that. Do you still have another question here, moderator? No problem with the slide. I can give you the slide. This slide, I'm telling you some information there. I paid to get information there. Some information there. I'm telling you, it was paid, but I hope you will use it. You will take action on it. And lastly, all the question I'm seeing here, the answer is on the slide or it's on the slide or on the case studies already. But lastly, because of time, we'll just leave us with 5 rules. Don't borrow money to buy luxury. Treat your credit card like a debit card. Invest $20. Invest $20 in every $100 you earn. I think they said 10%, pay yourself first. Pay yourself first means you have to invest it. It's not about just keeping the money or saving it. You have to reinvest it. But if you are saving $10 out of 100, it will take a longer time to have more savings. And if you don't save, you are not safe. So maybe that rules is for maybe 5, 10 years back. If you can save more than 10, 20, 30, better for you. And then if you cannot buy things twice, it means you cannot afford it. It's because my colleagues, they're using Land Cruiser. I should just go and buy Land Cruiser because I can afford it. No, it's not a good financial idea. If you can afford it twice, then buy it. No problem. And then lastly, spend less than what you make. If you cannot spend less than what you make, because some people say, no, if what I make is not even enough for me, so I should spend less than, then look for more income just make your responsibility of spending the same, then look for another source of income. Then when that money comes from the second source of income, don't touch it, save it. Then keep working on the two stream of income. The first one is for normal spending, normal responsibility. The second one is for savings. But savings is also very, very key. So I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it beneficial. How do we invest in a halal way in Nigeria today? Mutual fund. And, halal is there, haram is there. Halal is available. Everything is not haram. Halal is also available. So it's a matter of just searching and researching and look for how to get it. It's available also, even Nigeria is available. So I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the beneficial. Um, the slide, somebody is requesting about the slide. The slide will be, we will distribute the slide maybe by email if you have registered, or you can contact any of the PowerX admin. They can give you the slide. The slide is there. So we can give it to you. You can go through it. Barakallahu fikum. Wa jazakumullahu khairan. Brother Abdulhakim, you have anything to say? Or your hand is up?
Yes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi
Thank
wa
you.
barakatuh.
Salam. Wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah.
Thank
Now,
you.
I really appreciate your presentation and the knowledge that you share with us today. In fact, it's a great one, sir. Like now, from what you discussed with us, you've also opened my mind to like 5 businesses and where I can also do them. Now, but I just want a little clarity from all these business that you have mentioned, especially particularly to the avatar of the business. That is those people that we are going to do business with. Now, in the beginning of presentation, you casually mentioned that you don't like doing business with students because they don't have money. Now, along the line, when you were mentioning your business, the business idea, you made mention of real estate, school business, barbing business, charging business, and you relate them to campuses most of the time. Now, I just want you to help me balance that area. Because if I want to do a barbing business, I go to one school, secondary school, either public or private, which is they have hostel. You know, I'm going to deal with students, and truly, students don't have money. But how can we balance it? Because how can we do business with them so that we're not sort of fund and we'll be able to run our business, and at the same time the real estate business, building hostel for students closer to polytechnic or college of education. How are they going to afford? How are you going to balance this? Please, can you just assist?
Now, barakallahu fikum. Now, you have said it all, but I would like you to look at it in this way. Like sometimes when I listen, let me digress a little bit. I'll come back. Sometimes when I listen to this guy, what is his name? Jeff Bezos, Amazon CEO. When he's talk about business model or business strategy, this guy normally says something that you have to use your instincts. I hope you are getting my point. What I mean by instinct, you have to think, you have to see, you have to look at it. Okay, if I do this thing, is it going to work like this? Because we're in different market, we are in different geographical location. Maybe what I'm doing here may not work there. What you are doing here may not work here. So the way for you to survive is you have to think. You have to be a very good thinkers. Okay, students don't have money. Who says students have money? They don't have money. They depend on their parents to have money. So if my primary target is students, if I'm trying to solve problem for them directly, it means I'm going to struggle to get payment because I don't have money. Okay, students don't have money. I know, but these are private schools. These private schools, they don't have campus, or it's a satellite campus. They don't have real structure. Okay, for the parent to be able to afford to bring their kids to this private school, it means they have money. It's just a normal thing. I will not go to a secondary school, I will not go to a public secondary school trying to barb their hair. They don't have money. So what will tell me that is my instinct, my thinking? Are you getting my idea? So in order for us to be able to merge it together is number one, we have to have a clear vision. Number two, a clear problem we want to solve because nobody just wake up in the morning. I say, I'm going to pay you if you don't give me a value in return. And then three, we have to be sure that these people, they have the money to pay. I'll give one example of one business I failed. It's a construction business. I did it here in Doha. So I started a MEP company, a construction company. And on getting to the client, I saw my co-contractor also. They are owing them. They are owing them. I saw three of them, they are owing them. But I talked to the manager that I'm not afraid, I'm not convenient with this. We are owing one, two, three. Why? I said, no, 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 calm down. Mr. Blackie, we are not going to owe you. They have some delay in their work. That's why we are owing their payment. Look at that. My instinct was telling me that these people, they are not a good payer. If they can hold three people, I will just be the fourth one. I don't need to read any business management. I don't need to have MBA. I don't need to go to any mentor before I will discover that. Are you getting my point? So my mind was telling me, but another mind was telling me, don't worry, he has given you a word. Just move forward. Don't worry. At the end of the day, I was the fourth one. Are you getting my point now? At the end of the day, I was the fourth one. So that business works. Real estate it works, but we have to think, we have to use our personal intuition to be sure that what we want to do will work. These people, they have the real problem, and at the same time, they have the money to pay for it. Because if they don't have money to pay for it, don't solve their problem because you will stress yourself to get payment. At the end of the day, you will burn out and close up. So this is just what I can say regarding that.
Okay. Abdul Hakim?
Now go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, Jazakumullah Khan
Yeah.
for the session and for the experience sharing. We are very grateful for it. So some people didn't register through the first
You mean for this
first
program?
yeah, because some we
Okay.
had to just share so maybe if you can, if the management of PowerX can share probably their WhatsApp number or something on the group so that they can message them so that when you want to share uh, the the slide, they'll be
Okay.
able to get it through that means. Then secondly, someone asked the question based on the fact, based on your experience
Yeah.
that though you are in Doha and you have some business that are thriving in Nigeria. So the person asks that how do you take care of trust issue that you have with people in Nigeria,
I
where
know.
you where you put someone can put someone in charge of your poultry, and the person will tell you that chicken is dying every day, or, or they are packing all the eggs. How do you how were you able to surmount those challenges from
Number
your
one,
experience?
no, from the experience is number one is if you cannot trust everybody, you have to trust some people, and at the same time, because you cannot do it alone, it's like a teamwork. Business is teamwork. It's like a football. I'm sorry to use that example. So somebody will play nine, somebody will play 10, somebody will play seven, somebody will play 11, and somebody will be as a coach. It's just like a football. So, and at the same time, the coach will bring the strategy for the team to use. The keeper can keep more than the coach. The coach cannot play, even if we give him the jersey, he cannot play number 9. The coach cannot play number 9, but the coach understands the strategy of the game as a CEO of the team. Are you getting the idea? So it's not going to employ somebody that can play number 5 as a defender to come and play 7. You are wrong. You are hiring wrongly. Are you getting the idea? So if you don't, if you want to start a business, at least you have to be with the business at least for at least 6 months minimum. This is what I use. You have to be with the business at least for 6 months. Make everything set. Use a system. Use technology. Talk to a customer, and see everything is working fine. You have a template. Then maybe you can now delegate, but you still have to because the business is like the baby, it's like infant stage. I get the idea. But in the beginning, you cannot start a business without going there. If you are in UK, you want to start a business in Nigeria, I would advise you to go to Nigeria, start a business, look at the business at least for 1 month, go back to UK, monitor remotely. At least if somebody you cannot trust them 100%, at least some people you can trust 80%. We all have them. We can trust them 80%. You should not expect them to be 100%. I have one. Many people also have them. So you hand over to them, then try to be cashless, and at the same time, try to pay them better. Try to talk to them respectively. Then try to work on the business remotely as if you are in the business. And don't just sit down in the AC, then think somebody working for you. Nobody works for Dangote when he came back from Egypt and start selling cement in Lagos. Nobody worked for Elon Musk when he moved to California, when he was sleeping on that garage that he was able to have soup for his Indomie. Nobody was working for Jeff Bezos when he was in the basement with his one PC. You have to do your business because it's your business. If you are not working on your business, the business is not working. So this is just what I can say regarding that. But you still have to delegate because rich people, they have a lot of delegate. You can see that go to come in and you see a lot of boys behind. They handle their cards, they handle their portfolio, but they restrict it. They have a special card they give to them, not their credit card or their debit card. So they transfer money, they go there, can collect money from them, they transfer the money to the card. They don't give them their card, they don't give their paycheck, they don't give their check. They protect everything. And they use a software, they wipe off information immediately. They chat with you. Are you coming? Coming. Okay, I'm coming, sir. The next time you check them, you cannot see the message again because of that security. Billionaires, this is what they do. They don't waste time and they wipe up their WhatsApp information. And at the same time, they have people they work with. Once you fail them once, khalas, no second chance. So I don't want to take much time. I believe I've answered or I've done some little justification to that. And somebody's raising up their hand. Let's take this last question and we'll call it a day, inshallah.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum
Yeah.
salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khair. Bismillah.
Jazakallah khairan. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not sure if this is a question or I just want you to educate us as parents.
No, okay.
Nigeria is a society whereby you have a 25-year-old still going back to collect food money, what to take care of him or herself. But we see outside our vicinity what operates over there. If there's a way, if a father has a business and, put your kids through, because that is what we are seeing here. I remember when I wanted to get a stethoscope for my daughter, she was telling me, oh, mommy, let's buy it from a site. He's a student, his 2 students that came together to started the site. You can imagine, they were in the university and they were already businessmen. So I think perhaps maybe there's a way you organize seminars for our boys, how to be, it's not everybody that will finish. I'll be writing letter for employment of 50,000 naira or 100,000 naira at the end of the month. So I'm sorry, it's just jazakallah khair.
It's a very brilliant one. It's just to encourage us for kids entrepreneurship in order for us to be able to train them early. Most of people start early so that when they make mistake, they can correct themselves before it's too late. Barakallahu fikum. Jazakumullahu khairan. I pray Allah make it beneficial. If you want the PowerPoint, you can just send
A WhatsApp message.
yes,
to
WhatsApp
the
message
number.
3035 8817. I think 7 is missing. Let me put it again.
Yes, the number is on chat box. So while we wrap up the session, I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone for joining us, for staying right from start to finish. PowerX Online Academy across all social media platforms. We are on Facebook, we are on YouTube. We have quite a number of, videos on the YouTube page where you get to learn, so much. And the Biz Consult Qatar is also another platform for you to further learn about running a businesses, and there are a lot of opportunity that abounds within the community. So do well to send that WhatsApp message so that they can join you. Add you to the group. So once again, thank you all so much for being a part of this wonderful session. I believe we've learned so much, and when next we call, to have this kind of conversation again, I believe you'll be more than willing to join us again. Thank you so much.
جزاكم الله خيرا وبارك الله فيكم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت ونستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
So.